So today, 10th of February 2025, Monday, and a most glorious day of Nityananda Trayodasi. So the whole world is celebrating right around the globe. If we had a Zoom, we could have a place, a representative in every country on the planet. So that's fulfilled the desire of Mahaprabhu, that every town and village would be chanting the holy names of the Lord, and certainly the glories of Nityananda Prabhu. So today we're having a family program. So family of Bilgamangala, Shama, Aniruddha, and Radhadasi will sing this Ananda Kand. And I want to read the translation first. It's too beautiful. Sri Nitai Chandra is the root of divine bliss. His eyes, which are the color of a crimson sunrise, overflow with a desire to bestow mercy. This is why we've come today, for Nityananda's Kripa. He is an abode of mercy. From him a stream of compassion ceaselessly flows as he sweetly sings Hari Hari. While enjoying spectacular dancing in the company of his devotees, Nitai floats in multicolored waves of ras. He smiles gently, speaks sweetly, and moves his neck to and fro. Remaining absorbed in bliss day and night, he embraces the fallen while chanting the names of Gora. With great vigor, he distributes the treasure of prem to the people of the world. People of the world, the whole planet today is glorifying this. In the midst of Kirtan, Nitai Chandra, the king of Rasiks, is like a golden mountain. He spreads the ras of the playful pastimes of Braj through his sweet singing. Overwhelmed with prem, sometimes he rolls on the earth, covering himself with ashen-grey dust. Sometimes he wanders restlessly, sometimes he plays, and sometimes he laughs very loudly. Sometimes he perspires, sometimes he laments, sometimes he experiences horripilation, and sometimes he stammers. Sometimes he leaps long distances, sometimes he jumps high into the air, and sometimes he heaves deep sighs. He is the ocean of mercy, the friend of all, and the full moon dissipating the darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali. By removing the cataracts of illusion from the eyes of the residents of this world, Sri Nitai has fulfilled their desires. By bestowing prem, he has delivered the blind, the fallen, and the destitute, and the wicked. The whole world has been delivered. Only this Radha Ballabh Das has been deprived. So, Anand Kand Ki Jai. So we'll start. Okay. Go ahead.
Dandavat pranams to Bhaktivedanta Tridanji Maharaj and our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis.
Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai.
Ananda Kanda Nitai Chanda Aruna Nayana Karuna Chanda Karuna Pura Sagane Jura Hari Hari Dvani Bolo Re Karanga Pakata Sanga Vidhita Bhasa Rasataranga Ishata Hasa Madhura Bhasa Sagane Dima Dolo Re दान रे कीर्तन माझ्या रसिक राजा जय चंदनया गिरिराजा व्रत विहारा रस विचारा मधुर मधुर गान रे तुझी तुसारा धरणी उपरा का बाहुलका प्रेमे करा करा का बाहुन चलता का बाहुन चलता का बाहु आजा आ काबाहु तेजा काबाहु तेजा काबाहु मूलका स्वर विभेदा काबाहु लंका काबाहु चंपा काबाहु दीर्घ श्वास करुण सिंधु अखिल बंधु कलियुगतम पुराण इंदु जगत लोचन पतल मोचन निहित कोरल अंधा अगमा दीन दुर्जना प्रेम जाने करल मोचन पटल जगता केवल पंचिका निरत वल्लभ दास गंगा निताय चंदा अरुण नयना करुण चंदा करुण पूरा जगत पूरा हरि हरि ध्वनि बोलो रे
Radha Madan Mohan Ju ki jai. Radha Binod Bihari Ju ki jai. Nityananda Roy ki jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om. Asto Tadasara Shishimad. Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om. Asto Tadasara Shishimad. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om. Asto Tadasara Shishimad. Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Jai Jagat Guru Nitya Lila Pravishta Om. Asto Tadasara Shishimad. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Paramahamsa Mahabhagavat Srila Gaura Kishodas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Saptam Goswami Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Jai Vaishnav Sabhavoma Jagannathas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan Gaudi Vedantacharya ki jai. Jai Srila Vishnath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Jai Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Treya ki jai. Jai Srila Krishnas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Shri Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal, Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Sat Goswami Prabhu's ki jai. Jai Swarup Damodar Rai Ramananda Gauda Parsada ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Sika Hosi Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Shri Gauda Bhakta Brinda ki jai. Antadvip Maya Posim Antadvip Gautarandvip Madhyadvip Koladvip Ritudvip Janadvip Modandvip Rudadvip Atmaka Navadvip Dham ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Go Govardhan Dwarasa Varmatmika Shri Braja Mandal ki jai. Radha Kun Shama Kun Ganga Jamuna Devi Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra ki jai. Ketra Mandal ki jai. Sarava Vigna Banasakari Shina Shingadev Bhagavan ki jai. Bhakta Prabha Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Chari Dham ki jai. Chari Sampradaya ki jai. Chari Acharya ki jai. Akara Mat Raj Shri Chaitanya Mat ki jai. Shri Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Nityananda Rai ki jai. Nityananda Trayodasi ki jai. Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. So today, Radha Dasi, disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, will begin to offer some Pushpanjali, and then we'll go through the different personalities. Okay.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat Pranam to Maharaj and all the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis assembled today. So, Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjashalakaya Chakshurun Ulmitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, Nityananda Trayodasi. Today is the holy appearance of Nityananda Prabhu, who is Lord Balaram, as we know, in Krishna Leela. So here is a small verse to start off with my speech. Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayine Kalo Kalmanashaya Janva Pataya Namaha. So that translates to, I offer obeisances unto Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who bestows the bliss of divine love and eliminates the filth of the age of Kali, and who is the master of Janva Devi. Lord Nityananda is the eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rarely is the name Nimai or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taken without that of Nitai or Lord Nityananda. Mahaprabhu cannot be approached or understood without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. So, I will be reading some adjectives of Nityananda Prabhu to describe him and his personality. Embodiment of compassion, Balaram himself, he is the mercy incarnate, the perfect servant, serves Krishna in all the rasas. He is the Sankirtan preacher, the savior of the fallen, eternally compassionate, personification of the aesthetic love of Lord Krishna, the distributor of Krishna Prem, and finally he is our Anantashesh.
says go live. It says go live.
So here is also a nice poem which is sourced from ISKCON. It was written by a devotee named Anupam Srinivas Das. So it reads as with the title, Let Lord Nityananda Appear in Our Heart. So appeared as the son of Hadai Pandit and Padmavati Devi in Ekachakradam, Bengal. Enchanted pastimes of Lord with other children when he was small, like dressing as Putana, Kaliya, stealing butter and building a cart. Let Lord Nityananda appear in our hearts. By the mercy of Lord Nityananda, pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got revealed, as he is the storehouse of knowledge, else to whom we can appeal. In his Hare Krishna movement, one should enthusiastically take part. Let that Lord Nityananda appear in our heart. Beautiful eyes, captivating smile and a face. Lord Nityananda travelled to various holy places. By chanting Lord Nityananda's name, one spiritual journey starts. Let Lord Nityananda appear in our heart. To make everyone chant the holy name, he went door to door, showered the mercy of Mahaprabhu more and more. In Nadia, an island of Godrum, magnanimous Lord Nityananda opened the holy name or the mart. Let Lord Nityananda appear in our heart. Madait threw a piece of clay and blood drawn from Lord Nityananda's forehead. His compassion attracted Mahaprabhu's mercy, and thus Jagai Madai prayed, and their tears shed. With thousand mouths, as Ananta's Shesh, the glorious of Krishna, he impart. Let Lord Nityananda appear in our heart. Lord Nityananda gives liberation and love of God to the conditioned souls. To please Lord Nityananda should be one's goal. When a band of dacoits came to rob him, he ended up surrendering onto him. Then that is Lord Nityananda's art. Let Lord Nityananda appear in our heart. Blue dress Lord Nityananda wears. Beautiful earring in his left ear is just a glimpse of acts he performs. On most auspicious day of Lord Nityananda Trayodasi, may our hearts reform. And may Lord Nityananda appear in our heart. So this is how the poem ends. So Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaha.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Ravasi.
Maharaj.
Nityananda Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
So Aniruddha Prabhu, say some words. Aniruddha Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjalashalakaya Chakshuru Hintamyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So Dandavats to the Dandi Maharaj, assembled Vaishnavas. So Nityananda Trayodasi marks the appearance of Lord Nityananda, celebrated on the 13th day of the bright half of the month of Magha. Devotees worship Nityananda Prabhu as original Guru who teaches us how to approach Lord Chaitanya. As the incarnation of Balram in this age, he provides the spiritual strength to progress towards Sri Krishna. Mahaprabhu asked Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur to serve as his door-to-door preachers, spreading the message of love of God to every home in Navadvip. It was at this point that Nityananda and Haridas met the two brothers Jagai and Madai. They were descendants of an illustrious priestly dynasty but had abandoned their pious ways of their forefathers for a life of debauchery. When the two emissaries of Mahaprabhu's mercy first met them, Jagai and Madai were in a drunken state, creating havoc throughout the village. Nityananda felt compassion on these fallen souls and reasoned that if they could be rectified, then Mahaprabhu's mission could become even more well received in Navadvip. Approaching the two wayward brothers on the street, Nitai begged them to chant the holy name of Sri Krishna and to taste the sweet nectar of Krishna consciousness. But the two villains just chased Nityananda down the road, shouting profanities and calling him foul names. Madai threw a broken clay pot that came crashing down on Nityananda's divine head, causing him to bleed. Although Nityananda's body is perfectly spiritual, he manifested this pastime so that Jagai and Madai could attain liberation. When Mahaprabhu heard that what had happened, he became infuriated and rushed to the area himself. How could anyone harm a gentle soul like Nityananda? Summoning his divine disc-like weapon, which is flaming and radiant, Mahaprabhu was prepared to kill the two repellent brothers on the spot, forcing them to taste the wrath of God. His anger, however, was assuaged by Nityananda Prabhu, who reminded that the majority of the people in this age are as fallen as Jagai and Madai, and that his mission is to liberate them with love and not violence. Hearing these words, Mahaprabhu was willing to forgive Jagai, but Madai, who had perpetrated the evil deed, needed to be forgiven by Nityananda Prabhu himself. Nityananda Prabhu's mercy knows no bounds, and he quickly forgave Madai for all he had done. When Jagai and Madai saw the loving exchange between Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, he observed Nityananda's forgiving nature towards them. Their hearts were changed, they resolved to become devotees and enthusiastic supporters of Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan mission. Seeing their sincerity, Mahaprabhu took all of their sins on his own head for a few brief moments. His beautiful golden body turned into an unsightly blackish color. Indeed, when Yamraj assistant Chitragupta tried to tally Jagai and Madai's collective sins, he could not do so and collapsed from exhaustion. After the incident with Nitai, however, Jagai and Madai set the highest standards of devotional service by constantly chanting the holy names of Sri Krishna and instructing others in devotion to him.
Thank you, Aniruddha Prabhu Ki Jai, Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Now, Mother Shama will speak a few words.
Dandavats Maharaj and to all the devotees present here today. Om Agyanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayini Kalau Kalmashanashaya Jhannava Pataye Namaha. Shankarshana Karanotaya Sayi Garbhodasai Chapradobdasai Sheshasya Yasyam Shakala Nitya Nityananda Ramam Sharanam Namastu. So Nityananda Trayodasi ki Jai. So today is Nityananda Prabhu, who is the same as Balaram. So, and he is the same person who was with Lord Ram as Lakshmana. So when Nityananda Prabhu was as Lakshmana, so he was in the position of a younger brother. So Ram had more Vatsalya towards Lakshmana in that avatara, and when he came as when the same Lakshmana came as Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu. So it was the other way around. So Lord Nityananda has affection and motherly or parental affection towards the Lord, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have seen in Sri Rai Ramananda Samvada that there are so many types of bhavs where a devotee serves the Lord either through Shanta Bhav, Dasya Bhav, Shakya Bhav, Vatsalya Bhav or Madhurya Bhav. But Nityananda Prabhu's bhav is very, very special because he is also one of the topmost servitors of the Lord Sri Krishna, and just like Srimati Radharani, she is one of the topmost servitors of Krishna. But there is one special trait in Nityananda Prabhu which sets him apart. He has something called as Vatsalya along with Shakya Bhav. So this is a very special bhav that we don't see in others. Yes, of course, Madhurya Bhav has all Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya Bhav with Madhurya Bhav. But here Nityananda Prabhu cannot be told as he is in Vatsalya Bhav, nor can we say he is completely in. He has got a trait of this Vatsalya Bhav. So that is his speciality, and he has this parental affection. So today with this I wish to conclude for the day. Thank you everybody. Vancha kalpatarubhyacha kripasindhuyascha patitanam.
Okay, Bilgamangala Prabhu. We've got a power failure at the moment, but I think everything else should be going okay. Okay, go on. 5-6 minutes.
So, Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayine Kalau Kalmasha Nashaya Janava Pataye Namaha. I just like to recall one very beautiful verse from the Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, which says, Gauranga Nita Ye Bale Ekabar Ananta Karma Dosh Anta Hoyetar. So, if a person, not just a person, the most fortunate person, if they can chant the names of Lord Nityananda and Gauranga, even one of Lord, one more beautiful verse which says, Nityananda Balita Haye Krishna Premodaya Aulaya Shakala Anga Ashru Gangavaye. So, a person who takes up worship and chanting of Lord Nityananda's name experiences immediately Krishna Prem, and also he experiences all the ecstatic symptoms. So this is, one should never doubt this, because the names of Nityananda and Gauranga are so purifying, and the worship of Lord Nityananda and Lord Gauranga, so they can really cleanse the heart. And one more verse which I'd like to quote is, this is also from Navadvip Dham Mahatmya by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Nitai Chaitanya Bali Ye Jive Dhake Suvimala Krishna Prema Anvashaya Dhake. So,
It looks like it's going.
what it means is that if one calls out sincerely and feelingly the names of Lord Nityananda and Lord Gauranga, so what happens then? The purest Krishna Prem, which is our sadhya, the ultimate goal, starts searching after that person. So this is how powerful the names and the worship and the remembrance of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda one should have no doubt about this. So, normally we think, by our spiritual practice, by our bhakti, by our chanting, gradually the offenses will go away. But on the other hand, if one takes up very seriously and very sincerely and in a humble state of mind the worship of Lord Gauranga and Lord Nityananda and takes up their names, so immediately what happens? As soon as the names of Lord Nityananda and Gauranga enter the heart, all the offenses will flee. Just like when the sunlight comes, all the darkness is gone. So just I wanted to recount a few quick incidents, then I wind up. There was one Brahmana who lived in Navadvip, who was actually a classmate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he had very firm faith and devotion to the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. But he failed to understand what was the potency of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So once he visited Jagannath Puri, where he met Lord Chaitanya and humbly placed a question before him. So he said, "O Lord, I like to ask you something, if you can allow me." And everyone says that Nityananda Avadut is a sannyasi. But to everyone's surprise, he chose betel nut with camphor. A sannyasi is not supposed to touch gold, but Nityananda decorates his whole body with gold, silver and pearls. Abandoning the traditional kaupin and the saffron robes, he dresses himself in gorgeous clothes and applies the sandalwood paste all over his body. So, also, why does he carry this iron stick instead of carrying the sannyas danda? So, he always mingles with Shudras. So, I don't find his behavior in accordance with the scriptures. And though everyone addresses him as a very exalted personality, he does not follow the rules and regulations of the sannyas ashram. So, can you please explain my doubt? So, to this, Mahaprabhu replied to that Brahmin, "Listen, my dear Brahmin, faults or defects can never affect an exalted personality like Nityananda Prabhu. As water does not touch or wet the lotus leaf, so similarly, no faults can touch Nityananda Swarup, who is above the modes of material nature. O Brahmana, know that Sri Krishna Chandra eternally resides in Nityananda's body." And also Mahaprabhu quoted so many verses from the scriptures to kind of substantiate this fact. And one more small incident. One day in Nilachal, Mahaprabhu called Nityananda alone and he instructed him in a confidential manner. So he addressed, "Oh dear Shripad, please return to Bengal and get married. Then all the people of this world will be delivered. And I will again manifest in your family and stay in your home." So what was Mahaprabhu referring to when he said, "I will again manifest in your family"? So he said indirectly that I will be born as Veerabhadra, the son of Lord Nityananda, who is none other than an incarnation of Lord Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this way I will distribute Krishna Bhakti and deliver the whole world. In Dwapara Yuga, you did not expand your family when you appeared in the Yadu dynasty, but this time your family will increase in this world. And when Lord Nityananda came to Navadvip. So, according to Mahaprabhu's instruction, he stayed in the home of Srivas Thakur, whose wife Malini Devi treated Lord Nityananda as her own son. And so one day when Lord Chaitanya came visiting Srivas Angan, so he very jokingly commented, "Oh, who is this personality that you have kept in your home? I don't even know where he has come from. I don't even know what is his background. So all your Brahminical reputation will go down the drain." So when Srivas heard this, he felt very sad. So he told Mahaprabhu, "Oh Mahaprabhu, I have complete faith in Lord Nityananda. Whatever you may say otherwise, but I have kept him in my home, and I will not hesitate to have my faith, even if he goes after a Muslim girl, or if he goes even to a place and drinks wine. So even then, I have absolutely, my faith is so strong, I will always support Nityananda Prabhu." So when Mahaprabhu heard this, he was completely surprised, and he gave a boon to Chaitanya to Srivas Prabhu. So he said that even if Lakshmi Devi has to go and beg in the streets, but you Srivas will always have opulence in your home. Have no doubt about this. Your firm faith in Lord Nityananda is unshakable. So I really appreciate this. So so this way, Lord Nityananda used to perform many pastimes which are all wondrous, which are all very, very surprising. And Lord Nityananda once, he was going along with his associates in Navadvip, and it was the rainy season. So in the rainy season, the river Ganga goes up, it becomes kind of flooded. And so Nityananda Prabhu, without heeding the others, warning, he just jumped right into Ganga. So all of his other associates were very much frightened. So why were they frightened? Because at that time of the year, when the Ganga starts flooding, it is very likely that there will be many crocodiles who will be swimming in the Ganga. So, but Nityananda Prabhu jumped in, and he took the mood of Adishesh, and he was swimming happily in spite of the many crocodiles which are all infesting river Ganga. So this way, finally when he came out, all the associates, Gauranga's associates, they heaved a sigh of relief, and they requested Nityananda Prabhu not to be so adventurous and give them a lot of anxiety. So this way, Nityananda Prabhu is unmatched in his devotion to Lord Gauranga. So what is Nityananda Prabhu? So once when Mahaprabhu instructed Nityananda Prabhu to go all over Bengal, he said, "I cannot, I have taken sannyas and I am unable to go out of Jagannath Puri. So the only person I can think of who can preach on my behalf is your good self. So please go to Bengal and preach the glories of Lord Krishna." So this way, Lord Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu. But instead, what did Nityananda Prabhu do? So when he went to Bengal, he started preaching the glories of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who was the master of his heart. So wherever he went, he used to sing very beautifully. Bhaja Gauranga, Kaha Gauranga, Laha Gaurangera Naam Re, Ye Jana Gauranga Bhaje, Shehoya Mara Pran Hai. So Lord Nityananda Prabhu declared that the people who worship Gauranga, who take the name of Gauranga, so they are my life and soul. And so this way he declared that anybody who chants, so again this is a beautiful verse from by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, देखले चक्षे एक बार गौर बोले निताय देन सकल संभल. So if Lord Nityananda sees a person with tears in his eyes while chanting the name of Gauranga, so Nityananda becomes purchased and he becomes fully obligated to that person. So with this I like to end my presentation. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Pasindubayatya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo.
Thank you so much, Bilvamangala Thakur Prabhu Ki Jai. Dandavats. I hope we had a bit of technical problem. I hope the YouTube and Facebook is working in there. Now, Madan Gopal from London, from Borehamwood, I think, will offer a Pushpanjali in just a few minutes. Louder.
Unmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana iti namine. My Dandavat pranams to Tridandi Swami Maharaj and to all the Vaishnavas. So Krishna appears in this age of Kali as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He comes to taste his own sweetness. He comes also to distribute Braja Prem. He comes to inaugurate the Yugadhan, the Sankirtan movement. And he also comes to answer the loud call of Advaita Acharya. And before he advents, his retinue, his associates, they all descend in Navadvip before him to pave the way. Actually, Krishnadas Kaviraj in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Pancha Tatvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Svarupakam Bhakta Avatara Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Essentially, there Krishna appears as five, or there are five truths. Pancha Tatvatmakam Krishnam. Bhakta Rupa Svarupakam. Bhakta Rupa is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna himself as a devotee. Svarupakam is Nityananda. He is the first expansion. This is Lord Balaram, first expansion of Krishna, appearing as Nityananda. Bhaktavatara Bhaktakyam is Advaita Acharya. He is the incarnation, and he is appearing as a devotee, as an incarnation, or is the incarnation of Krishna as appearing as a devotee. And Srivas Thakur is the pure devotee. Actually, he is Narada Muni. And then obviously Namami Bhakta Shaktikam, not forgetting our dear Srimati Radhika, Krishna's Parashakti. He is appearing in the form of Gadadhar Pandit. So Gadadhar and Advaita Acharya and Srivas Acharya were there in Navadvip. But Nityananda appeared 100 miles away in Ekachakra in 1474, 12 years before the advent of Mahaprabhu. Lord Balaram appears as Nityananda in Ekachakra to be the first and beloved son of Hriday Pandit and Srimati Padmavati. He actually, at a very young age, he broke their hearts because he left. He left with a sannyasi and he travelled all over the globe. All over India, he was visiting all the holy places. He went Prayag and Gayadham, and he went to Varanasi, Ayodhya. He went all the way, that's in the north, and he went all the way south to Sri Ranganam, to the place where the bridge to Lanka is built. And in the West, he travelled, but he went and he met his divine spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri. When he met with Madhavendra Puri, there was so much ecstasy and recognition between these two great personalities, elaborately explained in Chaitanya Bhagavat. And at this point, Nityananda, he says, now the fruits of all my visits to the holy places have been realized, that he has now met his divine spiritual master. Actually, Nityananda did not visit all of these holy places because he needed purification. On the contrary, he visited those places to purify them. So he purified the holy dhams and then met with his spiritual master, and then he went on to Mathura and then Vrindavan. And when he reached Vrindavan, always calling out for his Lord, Krishna, Krishna, where are you? He reaches Vrindavan and he roars like a lion. He falls into the dust and he rolls around and calling out Krishna. He's maddened, searching for his Lord. And there he stays. In the meantime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has had his own transformational pilgrimage to Gayadham. And when he returns from Gayadham, he is overflowing with bhav. He is no longer the arrogant scholar, but he is full of Krishna prema. And he goes and with the assembled devotees there, with Srivas Thakur and Advaita Acharya, they start regularly meeting and chanting all night long. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experiencing so many ecstatic symptoms during this time. Nityananda Prabhu is understanding the Sankirtan movement has started. It started in Navadvip. And so he travels to Navadvip. And he actually enters a little secretly. And he stays at the house of Nandaracharya. Nandaracharya is very happy to see this beautiful transcendental madman. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is feeling somewhat saddened because he is missing his brother. And one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a dream. And in this dream, a chariot appears at the front door of his house. This enormous chariot. And riding the chariot is this colossal figure. Beautiful. His face is moon-like. Long, beautiful limbs, long arms stretching below his knees. He carries a plough over his shoulder and he carries a kamadu, water pot, in his left hand. He is wearing blue cloth and he's restless. He's moving around, this awesome character on this large chariot. Actually on the chariot, I forgot, there is a flag with a palm tree on it. He calls out loudly over and over again, is this not the residence of Nimai Pandit? Is this not the residence of Nimai Pandit? So Mahaprabhu, he comes outside and is awestruck by this personality. And he says, who are you? This figure who is like Balaram, but is Nityananda. He says, I am your brother. And tomorrow we will meet. Mahaprabhu wakes from his dream and he rushes to the house of Srivas Thakur. He's so excited, he narrates this dream. And as he's narrating it, he falls down in ecstasy. He cannot continue the narration. And when he comes to, he is in the mood of Balaram and he shouts, bring me wine, and then again collapses in ecstasy. And when he comes round again, he says there is a great personality has arrived, a great Vaishnava has arrived here in Navadvip. Go and find him. He actually asks Srivas Thakur and Haridas Thakur to go and search the whole of Bengal to find this wonderful personality. And they do. They go out, they speak to all the Brahmins, they visit all the houses, they scour the streets, and nowhere can they find. So they come back and tell Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu he smiles because he knows his brother is a little tricky. And by his omnipotence, he says, "Follow me, I will find him." So they all go in procession, and they go straight to Nandaracharya's house. And they enter Nandaracharya's house, and there is Nitai, glorious and tall, with his moon-like face and his beautiful countenance. Mahaprabhu and all of the Vaishnavas, they pay their obeisances. Nitai, he sees for the first time his Lord. He is stunned. He has been searching all over. Where is Krishna? And now he is stunned. Is this my Lord? He thinks. And he becomes frozen in his ecstasy. He cannot move, he cannot speak. And so Mahaprabhu, he turns to Srinivasacharya and asks him, or just motions to him. Srinivasacharya knows Mahaprabhu's mind, so he knows what to do. And he starts reciting verses from Venugita in Srimad Bhagavatam. And if you don't mind, I just want to read the first verse that he recites. Bahapidam natavara vapu karanayo kanikaram bibrad vasa kanaka kapisam vajantiyam chamalam randran veno adara sudhaya purayan gopivrinda vrindaranayam swapada ramanam pravishat gita krita, wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue kanikara flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and the Vaijanti garland. Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers as he entered the forest of Vrindavan, beautifying it with the marks of his footprints. He filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his glories. Jai. So, this broke the stunned ecstasy of Nityananda, and he crashed to the ground in ecstasy. He was rolling around, and Mahaprabhu, he motioned to Srivas to keep reading, and so he did. And Nityananda performed the most extraordinary ecstasies. He was, one minute he was up and dancing and shouting, and the next minute he was falling down on the ground and rolling around, and the devotees were extremely concerned because he was crashing around, potentially breaking his limbs. And Mahaprabhu had done this deliberately. On one hand, he was trying to validate or explain his identity to Nityananda, but he was also trying to give the devotees the opportunity to see what an elevated, exalted, divine character that Nityananda was. The devotees couldn't restrain Nityananda in his ecstasies, and so Mahaprabhu then eventually he came over and he embraced Nityananda. Nityananda was pacified, and they both wept profuse tears. I will leave the pastime there. How to understand such an incredible pastime, that Krishna and Balaram in Kali Yuga, separated by all this time, they meet for the first time to inaugurate the Sankirtan movement. How to understand? Well, Krishnadas Kaviraj says at the end of every chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Rupa Raghunath Pade Yara Asa, praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy. And Vrindavan Das Thakur says at the end of every chapter of Chaitanya Bhagavat, he says, Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Nityananda Prabhu are my life and soul. So this is how we understand. We make Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda our life and soul. We beg the mercy of Rupa and Raghunath and the entire Guru Varga. Now we can understand. Panchkalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyeva-cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Madan Gopal Kuju Ki Jai. Dandavat pranams. Dandavat. Very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Oops. Hare Krishna. So we've heard very beautiful offerings, Pushpanjalis today on this most sacred day. And I'll say a few words now just to finish up on this beautiful day. So, Gurave Gauda Chandraya Radhikaya Tiralaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tara Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. I'm first of all offering millions and millions of Dandavat pranams unto the lotus feet of my beloved Gurudev, Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarasara Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And I'm offering the same again millions and millions of times unto the lotus feet of our most beloved Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarasara Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And all the Vaishnava and Vaishnavi devotees of the Lord, my Dandavat pranams to all of you. So we've been hearing most of the day the ecstatic pastimes of Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda, as we just heard, is Bhakta Swarup. Krishna himself, Mahaprabhu himself, is Bhakta Rup. And we heard the other day, Advaita Acharya is Bhakta Avatar. And Shivas is Jiva Tattva. Gadadha is Shakti Tattva. So all these personalities manifest as everything in existence, but this existence potency is embodied in Nityananda Prabhu. This Sandini Shakti. If we look around ourselves in the whichever room we're in now, every single aspect is a manifestation of Nityananda Prabhu. This existence Shakti, this Sandini Shakti. Even in the spiritual world, this Sandini is flowing. Of course, the bodies of even Radha and Krishna are manifested on the platform of this existence potency, this Sandini Shakti. So it's described in Brahma Samhita and many other scriptures that Baladev Prabhu is the first manifestation of Krishna. But we should understand this clearly. He's the first manifestation of Krishna coming through the Swarup Shakti. The Swarup Shakti, the Shakti of Krishna, is that energy that is manifesting everything in existence. And so from this energy, the first manifestation is Baladev Prabhu. This is why Baladev Prabhu is so significant. From Baladev Prabhu, the Sankarshan, Mool Sankarshan is manifesting. From Mool Sankarshan, the Chatuvyuha is manifesting. From the Chatuvyuha, then the Mahasankarshan, the Lord Narayan and all the Purusha avatars are manifesting. Baladev Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, that current is coming all the way through from the Swarup Shakti, eventuating with Sheshnag at the bottom of this material universe, holding all the universes on his head. So we desire in this brief lifespan that we have is to connect with this current manifesting from ultimately Nityananda Rai. This current of bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti. He's the embodiment of Vishuddha Sattva, this pure bhakti. And this is the embodiment of Guru, Akhand Guru Mula Tattva, is manifesting from Nityananda Prabhu. So Guru is the representative. He's the emissary of Nityananda Prabhu. This is the line, the channel, where we're all this current of energy, all based on the platform of Sandini, this Sandini Shakti of existence. So Nityananda Prabhu has manifested it in this world to support Mahaprabhu, just as he supports the entire creation, the entire cosmos, everything in existence. He's also supporting Mahaprabhu in all of his pastimes. We see even Mother Sachi, she begs Nitai to please always be there to literally catch him when he falls crashing to the ground in the dust. And it seems as if all his limbs will break. But Nitai is always there to catch him. So this mood of full support in every sphere is Nityananda Prabhu. Certainly in the lives of the bhaktas, we are fully dependent on the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, he has this incredible ability to inspire and encourage the devotees, and to give the devotees that courage that is needed to walk across this illusory energy. This courage is a very wonderful quality we see in our Guru Parampara, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his courageous stand against the British Raj, against the various pundits, etc., who were objecting to his presenting the Vaishnava path. And then we see certainly in the quality of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, like a lion. All of these personalities, Bhakti Bhagwan Keshav Maharaj, like a lion. This courage is manifesting from none other than Nityananda Rai. Nityananda Rai is current because they've captured that absolute selfless service to the Supreme. And Nityananda is there ready to support and carry us through this. So today we are praying significantly for his mercy to speak these glories in the world. These glories are needed to be heard at this particular time. We should try to incorporate in our days some opportunity, some time when we can share these glories of the glorious scriptures, of these glorious personalities. And particularly today, because I've said so many times that it's as if a window is opening, an extraordinary window opens today for Nitai's mercy, Nitai's kripa will manifest today in so many different forms. We will see, if our eyes are open, we will perceive his powerful mercy that is manifesting today. So today we are appreciating the current of this Shuddha Bhakti. But at the same time we understand Nityananda Prabhu, he was sent back to Bengal many times by Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu wanted to establish his preaching mission, and basically the preaching mission is carried on by Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya. Just a couple of days ago we had the Advaita Saptami. So these two personalities are like the principal distributors of Shuddha Bhakti in Bengal. Mahaprabhu himself was immersed in tasting this Vipralamba Ras in Puri. This was his main desire, Prem Ras Niryase, Korite Ashwata. But he wanted to distribute this Ragmag Bhakti Loki Karite Prachan. So he empowered Nityananda with the current of Bhakti and Advaita Acharya. So together, if we see the history, all of the Vaishnavas were actually getting their connection through Nityananda predominantly. He was the one in Bengal who was bringing so many, inspiring so many personalities to come and take darshan of Gaura. Gaura himself is directly distributing Braja Ras, Braja Prem. And Nityananda is infusing the populace with the current of bhakti to come to Mahaprabhu. Heino Nitai Binay Bai, Radha Krishna Paitainai. That without the connection to Nitai, how will we ever enter Braj? So Mahaprabhu deliberately, he was asking Nityananda to remain in Bengal, not to come so frequently for the Rath Yatra in Puri. But Nityananda, his immense love for Mahaprabhu overstepped that desire of Mahaprabhu, and he would come regularly to dance in the Rath Yatra with Mahaprabhu. So their relationship, as we've just heard, was so extraordinary and so beautiful to perceive and to listen to the different descriptions from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from Chaitanya Mangal, from Vrindavan Das Thakur in particular. Vrindavan Das Thakur is the last disciple of Nityananda Prabhu. He's the last disciple. So when he was about 15 or 16, he was writing some poetry. And at that time, Nityananda, he saw that writing. And he requested him at that time, you write about my pastimes in Navadvip in particular. Vrindavan Das Thakur doesn't go very much outside of Navadvip. He discusses a little bit about Puri, but not very extensively, not like Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj does. So between these two personalities, we get the complete picture of Mahaprabhu's life and his teachings and his internal tasting of the specialities of what he wanted to taste. And Nityananda Prabhu is fully supportive, completely, of all of Mahaprabhu's fulfilling all of his desires. And he desired to propagate these. Mahaprabhu has come himself to establish the mission of service to Sri Radha. He's performing that himself as the Ashray, he's taken her mood and kanti, and he's demonstrating his immense love for Braj. So Nityananda is supporting all this. So for example, when we go to Radha Kund, we see in Radha Kund, when you go to the sitting place of Nityananda Prabhu's consort, Janavamata, it sits at the place that previously was manifested, Ananga Manjari Kunj, which is Swananda Sukhada Kunj, which is just out from the sitting place today of Janavamata. That is where Swananda Sukhada Kunj, Ananga Manjari, who is the internal potency of Nityananda Prabhu. And so is Janavamata. Both of them are parts of Ananga Manjari. Ananga Manjari is the younger sister of Srimati Radhika. So, as we've already heard, Baladev Prabhu, he is manifesting in all the different rasas. And in this Madhurya ras, he manifests as Ananga Manjari. So Nityananda Prabhu with Janavamata, they're both representing there. And when we go to Radhakund, we see just behind that sitting place is the altar of Gopinath. And on Gopinath's left, which is always reserved for Sri Radhika, his principal energy, is Ananga Manjari, who is none other, ultimately, than Nityananda Rai. And on his right is Sri Radhika. So this is a wonderful contemplation of this personality as Ananga Manjari, how she partakes in the pastimes in Braj, because we hear so many pastimes of Nityananda in Puri, in Bengal, etc. And his early pastimes, his childhood pastimes from Ekachakra, then traveling with Lakshmipati Tirtha through all the different parts of Bharatvash, meeting Madhavendra Puri. This is an ecstatic pastime to recall today, his meeting with Madhavendra Puri. But his pastimes in Vrindavan are principally enacted through the personality of Ananga Manjari. So today also we are recognizing and remembering with great joy and happiness this Swananda Sukhada Kunj. And actually Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he calls his place in Puri, in Navadvip, in Gaudramdvip. He has two places. He has Surabhi Kunj, where he actually lived with his family for about 10, 12 years. And then just close by is Swananda Sukhada Kunj, is where he had like his office, and he also stayed there with his family for some time. But we have both of these places to remind us of Nityananda Prabhu, to get this Nityananda Prakash, this Nityananda energy that is manifesting today for the sincere sadhak. He's giving the path of what is pure bhakti, what is sadhan bhakti. We have sadhan bhakti, bhav bhakti, prema bhakti. And to get this empowerment to move forward, we must have the mercy of Nityananda Rai, who is embodied in the form of Sri Guru. So today we are remembering with great joy and great happiness all of the magnificent pastimes that Nityananda performs when he was traveling from Puri up to Bengal. He would travel with the Dwadasa Gopals, with his 10 principal sakhas who were there in Brajadam. So the first is Abhiram Das Thakur, and there's a very beautiful pastime how Nityananda has to go back and collect Abhiram Das Thakur from his previous manifestation as Sridham. Sridham is one of the best friends of Balaram. Balaram and Sridham were inseparable practically. It's described that Sridham would always hold the hand of Balaram. They were the greatest friends. So in the pastimes in Bengal or in Navadvip, when Mahaprabhu was manifesting his pastimes initially, when Nityananda Prabhu came there, then they realized that actually Sridham isn't here. He's still in hiding from a game they were playing in Braj. So Nityananda, he goes back and he collects Sridham. And there's a very beautiful description there where he has to convince Sridham that he is that Nityananda again. And then they bring Sridham. So Abhiram Das Thakur is the first of the Dwadasa Gopals. And then there's Sundaranandan Thakur, who was considered like an ocean of God. And he was Sudam in Krishna's pastimes. And then there's Kamalakara Pipalaya, was a great personality, and his connection with Lord Jagannath. And he is Mahabala. But these Dwadasa Gopals, when they traveled with Nityananda, they were empowered by Nityananda, and they would be dancing as vigorously as Nityananda would. And in their ecstasies, they would be hugging trees and then uprooting the trees and jumping from huge high trees and performing the most amazing pastimes that just stunned the populace. And by these pastimes, so many people became attracted to Nityananda. Nityananda was canvassing for all of the souls in Bengal to bring them to the lotus feet of Sachinandan Gaurahari. So there are so many pastimes connected with the Dwadasa Gopals. So we remember them also together today. So I'm offering this very minimal Pushpanjali at the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu, appreciating first of all this current that is emanating from this Sandini Shakti all the way through all the worlds and manifesting in this world, this potency, this existence potency, which embodies the principle of Shuddha Bhakti that is held in the hands of the pure Mahabhagavat Guru. So I offer this Pushpanjali to Nityananda Prabhu, and I beg today for his mercy to help me to appreciate more and more fully his glories. So I'm going to see if there's any questions today. Any question?
Relating to the pastime, or relating to Nityananda's appearance in Ekachakra, why the separation? And for all those years, everybody else had appeared in Navadvip. Nityananda did his own thing for so long. Why was his pastimes separate?
Because Nityananda Prabhu, he also, I hope everyone heard the question, he's asking why did Nityananda Prabhu appear as if he was separate from the early pastimes of Nimai. But we understand that the manifestation of Nityananda was contained in Vishwarup, the brother of Nimai. And Nityananda is so compassionate that he's having two identities. As Nityananda, he benedicted the entirety of Bharatvash. He walked with Lakshmipati Tirtha all the way through all the lands, blessing them with pure devotion. And then when Vishwarup leaves, he becomes Sannyasa Sankaranya. Sankaranya is his name. And in a place called Purandapuri. Purandarapuri in South India is where Sankaranya.
Pandarapur.
Pandarapur is where Vishwarup Sankaranya leaves this world. And then it's described in that pastime when he leaves this world that manifestation of Vishwarup merges into the body of Nityananda. So by manifesting in two forms, as Vishwarup and Nityananda, they can cover a lot more ground. Basically, that's my spontaneous understanding to that.
One more point, Maharaj. When Sachimata saw Lord Nityananda for the first time, she immediately understood, she realized that this is my Vishwarup. Yes, come back.
Yes. So all the way through, Vishwarup and Nityananda are considered like the same. Bill Mangala Prabhu, he's mentioning that when Sachimata first sees Nityananda, she immediately thinks, my son, Vishwarup, has returned. So very beautiful. So basically to cover the entirety through their preaching. Because as we said at the very beginning, this Sandini Shakti is manifesting everything in existence. So Nityananda in his particular absolute compassionate form, there's some very beautiful verses in this Nityananda Astakam that really brings this out. It says that, oh my, he thus advises the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, please devise a purificatory method whereby they can easily attain your shelter. So Nityananda is very much anxious to retrieve the suffering living entities. And it's saying in the 6th verse, how astonishing that he, Nityananda, is just like Agastya Muni, who once swallowed the entire ocean, forcibly swallowing the ocean of repeated birth and death. He is the rising moon that causes the ocean of saintly persons' good fortune to swell. He is the brilliant sun blazing before the multitude of rogues and dispelling the darkness of their ignorance. By his blazing purificatory light, he'll dispel that darkness. It's described as Dharamrita, which means the intense darkness. And Krishna and Baladev is like the Nirmal Bhaskar, the illuminating sun that will shine within the hearts of the sincere jivas, the sincere conditioned souls. So this is the nature of Nityananda Prabhu, unlimited potency that we have. So Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Nityananda Trayodasi ki jai, Vaishnavas ki jai. The Vaishnavas, they hold these moods of Nityananda Prabhu. And today, as we said in the beginning, all the Vaishnavas around the planet are celebrating this most exceptional day and begging for Nityananda's mercy to go forward and progress with great courage and confidence. We have this beautiful verse, Shabde, Shraddha Shabde Vishvasa Koi Sudrita Nishchoy, that this faith that is Shraddha Shabde Vishvasa gives great confidence. This confidence we can call the courageous qualities that we perceive in so many of our Guru Varga, like Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, like my Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, like Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj. All of them had this lion-like courage because they have this immense rock-solid foundation of faith. Shraddha Shabde, Vishvasa Koi, Sudrita, this very steady, most steady, and Sudrita Nishchoy, with great certainty. So we pray for this confidence and certainty that Nityananda Prabhu can empower his followers with in this age, this dark age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Gau Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Vansha Kalpa Tarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhavaivacha, Patitanam Pavnivyo, Vaishnavevyo Namaha. This will be my last live broadcast until we begin in Gaur Punim. I will do a 7-day Gaura Mandal Parikrama from Radha Kund this year. So I'll begin that at the beginning of next month, probably about the 5th or 6th or 7th of March. I'll be starting that live stream from Radha Kund on Gaur Punim. Otherwise, I'll just be visiting different holy places in the next few weeks. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.